the nice features of the Eagle 200 Jetter is the huge 11 plus cubic foot tool bin. And it is lockable, heavy duty Byers brand. It's got double doors, but actually is one big large compartment. So let's tell you about the contents that are inside the tool bin when you get your Jetter. And these might be in a cardboard box, they might not be. It just depends on how many accessories you might have added on or extra nozzles and whatnot. First of all, your paper manuals will be in here, your keys, and you have a flash drive in there. Inside, like here's Kawasaki manual. You'll want to look for that, and of course get that out, as I said, where everybody can read the manuals. And we have a Tiger Tail safety hose guide. We have a whole video on this. Protect your hose and yourself. But basically you put the jet hose through here, and then you would put this down into the clean out or into the pipe down in the manhole or whatnot, and it basically protects the hose from pulling up against a sharp edge. So this is a hose protector tool, and it does have a rope so you can lower it down, 25-foot rope, lower it down, and it's another way of getting your hose and your nozzle to go into the pipe down in a deep manhole. Next we have a safety leader hose. What this is an extra 10-foot hose that you would screw into the end of your jetting hose and then put your nozzle on the end of the leader hose, and it gives you a high visibility warning that you're near the end of the hose. Remember I talked about marking your hose for safety? Well, this is a pretty obvious mark here, and this is especially for jetting into manholes, interceptors, or catch basins, where you looking down in there you can see the orange hose coming and you can know you need to stop. You could use it in a clean out too, but sometimes, you know, this makes for a pretty long fitting between this hose and that. This might not turn through every elbow in your 4-inch pipe or 3-inch pipe, or, you know, going into a clean out. So it's not something you probably use all the time, but it is nice to use when you can, because it also takes the abuse of all the silt or whatever that the nozzle is blasting back at the hose. Basically it becomes a throwaway rather than sending all that material blasting back on your main jetting hose. All right, let's talk about the nozzles that come with your Eagle 200 Jetter. All of our nozzles, whether it's Brute Jetters, Eagle Jetters, come with the 4-nozzle set. As you open this up, you'll see the 4 nozzles, and the spray patterns are listed right up here, as well as the names of the nozzles. But in brief, most common nozzle used is the penetrator nozzle. It has 1 forward jet to penetrate and forward blast, and then 6 jets out the rear. And by the way, I get asked, why don't you put all the jets out the front and blast stuff away from you? Well, because the jets, water jets, are also responsible for thrust, and if there's no rear jets to pull the nozzle into the line, and all these nozzles are going to have the bias want to pull themselves in the line, if all the jets are out the front, it's going to blast itself out of the pipe. There are those nozzles available on the market. Some people call them super pushers, but they're for advanced users. So all the nozzles that are provided are going to pull themselves into the line. So your penetrator is your most common nozzle for day-to-day work, soft clogs and whatnot. The flusher nozzle does not have a forward jet, has some wide angle rear jets to basically go upstream and flush backwards. Okay. Also has a lot of thrust because there's no forward jet. The pusher nozzle has 6 rear jets also, but it has 3 jets out the front. It allows you to push and nudge stuff away from the building toward the street. That's the main use of the pusher nozzle. Okay, those first 3 nozzles are all what we call static nozzles. We also have a high-speed rotating nozzle. So basically the center barrel spins, taking the 2 rear jets and spinning them, so you get a nice 360-degree coverage. So this is great for your soft grease, your sludge, things like that. It also has pretty good pulling power because there's no forward jet pushing against it. It makes a real nice high-pitched whine. Sometimes contractors will tell the customer, hey, we're doing a final polish on your line. Some people do call this a polisher, doing a final cleaning. And also in the kit you have an orifice cleaner, so that if one of these little holes, orifices in the nozzle, plugs up, and you'll know that often because you'll have full pressure, but suddenly the nozzle's not pulling very well anymore. It's usually because it's out of balance, some jets are plugged, and it's diving right into the pipe wall. But there's that tool, you can push material out of those plug jets and get back in business. Now, those are the basic 4 nozzles that come with the jetter. Many of you purchase a jetter so you can cut roots and cut grease. Some of these nozzles might punch through some roots, might even be able to tear a little bit of it out, but generally if you're going to really get a pipe clean of roots and heavy grease, hard grease, you're going to want an advanced nozzle, and the 2 most common are the Reaper and the Warthog. Basically, the Reaper is a real good first attack nozzle. It has a rotating cone that is very sharp. If I put my hand in front of it, it would hamburger my hand. Okay. We have a video of this cutting through a 2x12 board. So there's a lot more information on these nozzles on some of our other videos on YouTube. And I go over nozzles in more depth. But in brief, the Reaper nozzle is more of a forward attack tool. It also does have back jets for flushing. And then the Warthog also has forward cutting ability, but it really shines on its ability to scour the pipe and cut roots that, even like in a 6-inch pipe where the Reaper might miss roots that are coming in from the top of the pipe or build up on the top of the pipe, the Warthog, the entire head rotates very slowly with sharp water jets to scour the entire inside of the line. So you could ask which one's best. This is a better first attack. This is a better scouring and full cleaning nozzle. We call them the 1-2 punch. A lot of customers buy both of them.